join me at the cutting mat now and we'll make a start on the model. So we'll just lift that box lid off. Like I said, the parts are open because we've done a previous review of this kit, so we'll just move the decals out of the way and the canopy for safekeeping. So there's the 3 sprues that we're familiar with. Just empty the rubbish out the bottom of the box. Put the sprues over there with the clear parts for safekeeping. So we're going to be looking at construction of the cockpit in this section of the video. So as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. It utilises decals for the detail in the sidewalls, and this looks like the splitter for the intake with the instrument panel trapped between. The seat looks as though it's got moulded on seat belts, so we'll need to remove those and assemble the seat, and then everything slips into the tub with the instrument panel fitted and the seat there in stage 4. We're not going to put the pilot in because we'll be doing a model that is on the ground. So let's have a look at some of these parts and let's make a start. So colour call outs for these, let's have a look. Is light grey, so Humbrol 164, and the instrument panel is black, Humbrol 85. So let's locate these parts, clean them up and start construction. So here we go. So we've got sprue C, frame C, and we've located the cockpit parts. So we want C8, which is this little guy here. So we'll just cut these off. I want C6 and C5, which are these parts. Yeah. And we need C40, which is the instrument panel, which is all the way over here, and it's quite small as we'd expect for the scale, so we don't want to be losing those. So we'll leave the clear gun sight off for the moment. So we just need to clean the sprue attachment points up. So we'll use a knife. So we can find it hiding somewhere. So making sure that we get these sprue attachment points removed completely means that they don't interfere with the build or the fit of the parts anywhere. A bit tough for the blade, that. We're just going to give them a swipe with Flory Models dual sander. Just to clean the parts up there, and I'm going to do the same with the opposite side. Just snip those off. Yeah, just making sure that there's no remnants hanging around that can foul the fit of the parts. So we've just done that. Same with the cockpit floor. There we go. And it's really easy to oversand this soft Airfix plastic, so just need to take it easy. Okay, so that's that part done. So we've just removed and cleaned up the parts there, and the fit does look reasonably good. So just assessing how much access we're going to have to try and get the Eduard parts in there, and it's not going to be a lot, if at all. So just referring to the instruction booklet. So this floor part seems to fit like that, and then this whole assembly just goes together. So we see we've got a bit of an interference in the fit there. It's not a bad looking cockpit for the scale. Rid of the dust. So I'm just working out, so what we need to do is have a look at the Eduard instructions and just see what parts are supplied and what goes where. So I'll just open these. That's clear film, just come out, put that in the box. If the camera's picking that up, but we've got cockpit details and some seat belts and whatever on there that we'll use. Deals with the seat. I think it's going to be a case of painting these parts and adding the etch and then joining them together, because working in there is going to be really tight, but looks quite straightforward. Simply sticking those on. So yep, so the plan of attack is to paint these parts first. Paint these parts first and then add the etch. Otherwise it's going to be quite difficult getting fingers in to get the parts located. So join me back at the workbench in a few minutes and we'll have a look at the final result. So welcome back to the cutting mat. So we've just been over in the spray bay and we've done the base colour. We used Hataka C044 dark gold grey for the cockpit, just any grey, I wasn't that fussed. So we're just going to now start adding some of this photo etch to the cockpit. And we're just going to cut these side panels out first. And build the cockpit wall up. So we just need to remove a little bit of raised detail from this part, which I'll just cut off with a scalpel blade. So to attach this etched, I'm going to be using gator grip, just so that it gives me a tiny little bit of working time. It takes about 20 minutes to fully harden, so it's not the end of the world while we're building. So I'll just pop some on there. I'm going to remove the corresponding part 9 from the sprue and then from the etch metal. And I'm just going to drop it in place. And now the advantage of the gator grip is we can just nudge it over and get it in place there. Here's the next part, 11. Bit more glue. There we go. And then we're going to add 15. Just making sure we've got that in the correct orientation. Bit of a bigger part, so we'll put some more glue. There. Now we've got to allow for the cockpit floor here. So whilst the part initially looks undersized, it's not. It's to allow for the addition of the cockpit floor. So we've got a bit of the glue out. Just with cotton bud, and we're just going to check that the cockpit floor will indeed slide under that part. Which it will. And just nudge it back down, and that gives us the height. Okay, so I'll finish off doing that, and we'll join me back at the workbench and we'll have a look at the finished cockpit.